Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 442 podcast. I'm Azar Mathani, and as always, I'm joined by the wonderful Tommy Sunday.
Hello.
And the superb Tony O.
It's lazy. Superb. I'm sorry. Of all the words in your dictionary, that's the one you come up with this week? Come on, Azar. You can do better.
Well, the random word generator chose superb.
Nah, I'm not having that. It's lazy.
Tell you what, you're not worthy. You're not worth it. You are not worth it.
Yeah.
I like it. Get him riled up, sir. Get him going. He's about to go off anyways. So
I was just...
I don't think I needed to get him riled up this weekend.
It's funny, I was just about to say, it's been a while since Azar's messed up his intro. Yeah, he's becoming...
How did I mess it up?
You didn't.
There was no
I
mess
didn't
up
say
there.
you did. I was just thinking about that as you did your intro, and then you gave me superb. I'm just like, oh, come on. It's lazy. Yeah.
Tell you what, I read your thoughts. I knew you would think you're sending that negativity out towards me. So I gave you, a less interesting descriptor this time. Mm-hmm. Look at Tommy. He gets wonderful every single week, and look how happy he is with it.
The consistency is the key there, and you're not shocked by anything. So I love it, man.
Yeah, I've noticed
going.
you've been changing your first line, Tommy. Trying to come up with something creative every week. What was it today? Just hello? Yeah.
Yeah. I went from hello to hello. It's a huge jump, but I was a bit worried that wouldn't go 5. I'm glad it did. Yeah.
Well done. Yeah, very nice.
An absolute fountain of creativity.
But you know what? I find is even more creative. The amount of ways that refs find to fuck things up is unmatched.
Jesus, this week.
Yeah.
Tony, you got any more of those tinfoil hats to pass
around? Plenty. I got plenty. Different shapes and sizes. Listen, you guys are late, but that's fine. We're still accepting applications. I can send you guys the. What is it? Fit person's test or whatever to join. Yeah.
Look, Tony, I'm on the cusp here. I'm
on the
your
cusp.
Pitch here in the next when we talk about this Arsenal game is maybe what gets me over the line. So I'm all ears.
I'm not selling myself to you. I think it's pretty clear what the problem is. We got referee players turning into goalkeepers. We got referees drawing lines with crayons on the wrong players. We got referees forgetting to draw. I mean, Jesus, what a weekend! Like, the referees are too much of the story right now. But yeah.
When we do our little walkthrough before we start recording, I normally jot down a couple of notes for each game. It's concerning the amount of times I've written VAR on this piece of paper in front of me.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Let's get into it. Arsenal won, Brentford won. Arsenal's form starting to take a bit of a wobble, and VAR really not helping them.
Yeah, I mean, where do I start with this one?
I'll help you. I love it when Tony scores against Arsenal. It's one of my favorite things to see.
Mm-hmm. Tell you what about Tony. He beat up Saliba this weekend. He had, I think he had 13 duels contested, 10 of which were against Saliba aerially. He won every one. Every single duel.
Saliba was 0 for 12 on the day or something.
Yeah,
like that.
he couldn't handle him. It's weird because in the reverse fixture, it was the opposite. Saliba was all over him, but Tony came back with a point to prove. Yeah, I mean, he looked like a 21-year-old centre-back this weekend. Tony stayed away from Gabriel, knew who he could beat up. But, yeah, Arsenal are struggling against deep blocks at the moment. It seemed earlier in the season when we had Gabriel Jesus, that wasn't really a solution that teams could use against us because Jesus moves people physically, tactically, skillfully. Like, he moves people. Eddie Nketiah doesn't have the same presence, and he's really struggling to connect at the moment, and we're struggling to connect with him. And
I was told he was in the room.
He's in the room, Right now, he's in the cupboard or something. I don't know because I can't see him. But yeah, our left hand side is completely broken down without Jesus. Martinelli's not combining with anyone. Xhaka, I mean, he looks like he's playing in mud. And yeah, having said that, I mean, Brentford should have been 2 or 3 goals up, to be honest.
Yeah.
Tony should have scored earlier. I think he hit the post once, kind of missed an open
There
goal.
was there was a Rico Henry chance like 5 minutes into the
Oh, I
game.
think it's Rico Henry I was thinking about, right in front of goal, yeah?
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we found a way through. Odegaard and Saka, as they often are, they finally picked the lock, and Saka plays a brilliant ball for Trossard, who I think should be starting ahead of Nketiah at the moment. He seems to me, he has that kind of, what will I call it, combining ability in the final third that we need to add. But yeah, great for him to get his first goal. But what follows next, I don't know. I don't know what to call that. I mean, there were 2 offsides in that play. 2 offsides. How do you forget to draw the lines twice? Like, I saw it.
Well, I think they drew the line the first time. They just didn't judge that Gabriel was getting interfered with, which I don't know how you judge that. I don't know how you come to that conclusion, is what I mean to say.
So that they forgot to draw the line the second, because
Howard Webb they spent so long looking at the Gabriel thing, and then eventually decided, like, okay, he's not being interfered with, that they didn't seem to notice that Christian Norgard was like a step offside on the actual cross for the goal.
Okay. And
that is what I assume happened.
Yeah.
I don't know how it happens. I don't know how you just forget to check the main bit of play where the goal is scored. But
I don't know what to make of that. I'll be honest, I don't think you can. I don't see how you forget to draw lines. But hey, listen. You know where I stand. I think there's something more sinister going on, but hey, listen. It's all good. They've come out, they've apologized.
Is it all good, Tony?
Is
Yeah,
it
what
all
the
good,
heck?
Tony?
I mean, it's not, but what can you do, right? When all the freaking officials are from Manchester.
You can use your voice. You can use your voice. This is your platform.
Okay.
Speak your truth.
Lee Mason is retired. He should be fully retired and stay fully retired. Stay out of football. If he no longer felt fit for purpose as a ref, he's definitely not fit for purpose as a VAR official. The guy probably didn't know how to draw lines. That's why he didn't put the lines in the first place. But anyway, we need new refs. And I hate to say it, Howard, we probably need a new head of the PJMOL because you're having a stinker at the moment. But yeah, anyway.
I need to ask though, so Tony, do you think there is some, inside the refs association, there is a conspiracy to make sure Arsenal does not win the league again?
No,
from whatever it was 20 years ago, whenever it was. That's the big conspiracy? We gotta stop Arsenal.
No,
and we're just messing up everywhere else to make it look like it's not just picking on Arsenal here.
Genuinely, I think there is a north side bias. I'll be complete. That's my feeling of it. I think there's a north side bias towards officiating. I think the bigger teams in the north tend to get the rub of the green compared to the southern counterparts. But I mean, I was gonna say I can't prove it. I have data to back it, but the time will come. I will release my dossier on each official, and
until then, dear listeners, do your own research.
Yep.
Don't believe what the referees are telling you.
It's City next. I'll tell you this was Arsenal beat City. Arsenal don't beat City. I think the league is gone for us. I think we've messed up too much in the past 2 or 3 weeks. I think that's it. I felt we needed to beat Brentford and beat City to have a chance. Yeah, I just don't think.
Don't write off your chances that quickly.
Well,
You've seen the other teams. You've seen they mess up just the
which
same
other
as you guys
teams?
will.
There's only
City,
one other team.
Yeah, well, I'm including United in this. I'm sorry.
Why are you
I have
including
to.
us?
I have to. 'Cause-
Everyone keeps trying to include us in this conversation. We are not in this conversation.
Yeah,
5 points
I
back.
have to agree
5 points back. I'm sorry. Like just based on that, it's enough to include them at least in a bit of talk.
Their goal difference just got over 10. Like,
I
don't.
We barely have a better goal difference than Spurs.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, you keep getting results, so that's the key.
okay. Anyway, yeah. I think we're good to move on. Yeah.
Yeah, let's move on. Another team that is getting results is Chelsea. They're not good results, but they are results.
Hey, points are good.
Don't say
Points are
points.
points. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh,
A
sorry, point.
Yes.
A point is good. West Ham won. Chelsea won. Hey, look at that. Fun decision from VAR in this one, where Thomas Souček turns into a goalie and doesn't get penalized for it.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know what? You know the thing about that one is that they didn't take too much time to look that one over. It was relatively quick for such a big decision.
I swear there was a penalty given in the World Cup, and I think the Portugal-Uruguay game, for someone handling the ball while going down to block, and it was like not his hand was with his body. In this one, Souček's hand is like going away from. It's a good save. It's a good bit of goalkeeping too.
Yeah, they found Fabianski's replacement. He's right there. Yeah, right there in center defense. Yeah, I'm not sure, guys. I mean, the thing about this one compared to the Arsenal one is just like that's just like incompetence.
Is that this game didn't
unreal.
matter?
But in this it's a bit more subjective, right? It was his arm closer to his body or this sort of thing. You can almost understand a little bit, right? Compared to the Arsenal one where it's like, how do you forget to draw a line? There's no excuse for that. But so I can give the refs that sort of benefit, right? On the other hand, it's a handball. It should have been a penalty. Not to say that we deserve to win this game, because I don't think we did. We didn't create enough in the second half. I mean, in the first half, I thought we were actually pretty decent.
Oh, you smashed them. You battered them
yeah.
first half.
João Felix and Enzo Fernandez looked very good in that first half.
I think you had 2 goals disallowed, eh? In the first half?
Yeah, we did. No, it was just great to see link up, like you said, between Enzo and a nice cross there for Felix. It just, you can see there are some bright spots in the gameplay. We're still probably figuring out that starting 11. I just can't wait until Chilwell can start games, and then we will not have to see Cucurella play, because for some reason he does not like passing the ball to Mudryk. He does not like passing the ball forwards that much. It's like he makes these runs, looks like he's going to pass forward, sideways, backwards. I think 99% of his passes in the last few games I've watched have just been all backwards or to the side. And he's a very frustrating player because he's getting in positions where he can really do something with the ball, and just nothing's happening. So I just think, I just pray that Chilwell can be fully fit, and we do not have to see this guy start. Off the pitch, Thiago Silva signed another contract extension, which will keep him here another year, which is great. One of our best players.
And Brighton absolutely fleeced you guys
Big
for
time.
Cucurella.
Big time.
And I can't believe you guys went and outbid City for him.
To be fair, he is a wing back. He's not a left back, right? He's been playing wing back for Brighton, and I think what's his face, Tuchel. He bought him as a wing back, and
damn, if only they hadn't fired Tuchel
Yeah.
right after a transfer window ended.
it's strange because he's been playing left side center back. He's been playing left back. His confidence is probably gone. Like I think there is a good player in there, just not in the role that you currently have him in.
No, I agree. Definitely agree with that. I feel like he's also. People have mentioned he's had a lot of off-pitch issues as well with like family stuff as well that could be possibly affecting, his game a bit. But no, you're right. Playing out of position is it's tough, and especially when you're doing it in the Premier League. So yeah, I mean, very expensive backup option, I'm okay. We'll take it. But I'm still looking. I'm still looking to see Chilwell play there, regardless of the spot. But yeah, big fan of if Conte can ever get fit and ever see this guy on a pitch again, him and Enzo together is.
N'Golo Conte, has he signed a new contract?
Not yet. But the feel is that they're pushing this for him. I think the feel is that we really want to sign him to the extended contract.
Oh, that's bad business.
And
I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, it's bad business.
The amount of injuries he's picked up in the last couple of seasons, you should be looking elsewhere for mid. But elsewhere, back to the pit.
You have how many players?
Midfielders.
Tommy, please finish playing with the mids you already have.
Midfielders, you
stop signing more players.
What's his face? The guy you signed from was in Mönchengladbach. I don't know why I can't remember his name. He's been pretty good of late, although I haven't seen him anymore. Tommy, what's the name of your other holding midfielder?
Zakaria?
Do you mean Zakaria? We got him from Juve, right? Yeah.
Oh, did you get him from Juve?
Yeah,
that's
Juve.
right. But he came from Mönchengladbach. Anyway, he's good, no?
From the game, the small sample size that we've seen him play, he's been really solid. Yeah, I think so. But I don't know if that's gonna turn into anything permanent. He may be back on his way to Juve after his loan spell's over. I'm not sure if we're playing him enough or he's not getting enough game time to warrant a move. But I wouldn't be opposed. I wouldn't be opposed to it for sure.
Yeah, give him back. I'll take him.
You take.
Yeah, he's a good player. I don't know why.
We could use some cover for Casemiro. I'll take him too.
Yeah. Well, hey, Juve might be a selling club, so he'll be available. Just back to the pitch. Yeah, it just seems like we still have not, got things going as a team. And it's gonna take some time.
Say, if you want a left back, you could always go to West Ham and grab Emerson back from them because he scored against you guys.
Of course, a former player scores against us. It just always happens.
It's not hard when there's 20 former players of yours on every team.
This is true, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, I should be more angry about the blown call. That maybe would have gotten us the 3 points, but I don't know. I feel optimistic that we're going in the right direction with our game and having injury. Well, having players come back from injury, I think, is probably the main reason for it, and that just helps us have a better 11 out there.
Also helps that you finally benched Mason Mount.
He needed it. He needs a little break.
Maybe you can mount a charge on a Europa League spot.
Yeah, or just have him going, getting ready for that Champions League. Champions League can't be too far off, eh? Probably another week or two. Was that end of February? Something like that? Can't remember now.
Champions League is back, for you guys this week.
Is it this week, the Europa League?
Jesus. It was a Chelsea fan here.
Oh, I can't remember I can't remember Champions League. It's been off for so long. I can't remember when it's back.
Let's move on. Moving on. Tommy, Google when your games are.
He's playing Dortmund on Wednesday.
Oh yeah, Champions League is this week. That's amazing. Look at that.
Jesus Christ.
You guys could just answer with a simple yes, it's back this week.
No, you need to start doing the work, Tommy.
Not hard to say those two words.
Moving on. Leeds 0, Man United 2. We'll get the annoying VAR nonsense out of the way because it didn't really matter in this one. That Weghorst scored right at the end off a corner. It was ruled out for offside on first look. Does look offside. But on the replay, you can see that the ball is actually handled in the box by a Leeds player out to Weghorst. So I assume VAR was just like, look, it's late in the game, it's 2-0, we want to go home, move on. So,
Yeah,
sure, VAR. At least their decision didn't swing the game in this one, because Marcus Rashford did that for them. He's learned how to head the ball. It's fantastic. I love him so much.
Yeah,
I want to give him a hug. I want to never let go.
He's turned into a pretty good aerial threat. I don't remember him being a good aerial threat in the past few seasons, but
to be fair, when he first came on the scene, he was pretty decent in the air. It just went away.
It was decent, but then he never built on that in following seasons, and now it looks like he's finally built on that skill.
He looks more of a striker these days. I do wonder with with Rashford, is this form going to continue after he signs a new contract? With
don't speak about this. We don't speak like this. Don't speak like this.
English players have.
Let me enjoy what I have.
They have this wonderful habit of maximizing their earning potential with performances in their contract years, and yeah, he's. I mean, I will say.
I will enjoy it for now.
I will say, United's academy, you guys produce players that can strike the football. Like his disallowed goal, rightly disallowed.
That one was
just
offside.
Smashed
the finish on that. And then, I mean, speaking about striking the ball, Garnacho on his goal, the kid is direct. He moves with speed.
He does.
I love him.
He's rapid. His finish. I think Melier will be a bit disappointed that he got a touch, but
well, of course, Melier is going to be a bit disappointed. He plays for Leeds.
Okay, but yeah, good for the kid. He took a bit of an online beating on Wednesday on the
which I just don't understand. He's 18. Of course, he's going to have like a down game every now and then. Just online fans are maybe the dregs of humanity. Just absolutely stupid people. Absolutely stupid.
Yeah, so please follow us at 442.
Yeah, follow us online.
I will say, I think Luke Shaw deserves a pretty good shout out. He's been pretty solid. He plays center back, right, for this game?
Yeah. Played center back for the first 60 minutes, and once we brought on Lisandro, he moved out to left back. And genuinely, the difference he makes at left back to our attacks is huge.
I wonder how many assists he has provided for Rashford alone this season. It seems like he's got like 3 or 4 just for Rashford. But you're right. He makes a huge difference, and he's had a really kind of, I wouldn't say quiet, but we haven't really been talking too much about him. He's been having a great season.
No, 100%. Like, from last season to this one, I think Shaw and Rashford have probably improved the most, I want to say. It's good to know that some things haven't changed, though. Harry Maguire still giving me heart attacks whenever he plays. My God.
Is Luke Shaw's...
Go on.
Is Luke Shaw's contract about to expire?
No, he has a couple more years on it, I think.
Okay, so it was going to expire. You triggered the 1-year extension. So he's in the Rashford situation. Same thing with Rashford. Okay. So 2024 now. Yeah, another English player maximizing his earning potential. Brilliant.
I'm excited for when Ben White's contract year comes up.
It's gonna
the amount of assists he's gonna get.
I mean, to be fair to Benjamin White, he has been brilliant this season. So,
he has been good. He has been good. It's not a knock on Ben White. It's not a knock on Ben White. I think he's been fantastic. Hey, mainstay in my FPL team.
Yeah, I was more thinking Theo Walcott, but
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, speaking of FPL teams, I've surpassed Tony's team in FPL.
Tommy, you need to be more
Above, yeah.
ambitious than this.
Tommy, that's like overtaking
Yeah,
a
you
granny
need to
while
be more
driving.
ambitious. I haven't. You know what? Let me log on to FPL and see where I'm
Considering how
at.
far back I
No,
was,
gentlemen,
I
we have
I
so
will
many
take
more games
this.
to go
But-
through.
but-
I
We
will
have
take
so
this
many
as a
more
win.
games to go
This
through.
is not you climbing the table, Tommy. This is me dropping. Like
Oh
I've
no, I've
stopped.
climbed. I was at the bottom. I'm now top,
Tommy, I'm
top
17th.
middle somewhere.
I'm 17th. How have you climbed? You're 16th.
Please,
Exactly.
gentlemen, the games.
Yeah.
The games. We're bringing us back on track. Leicester 4, Spurs 1. Spurs follow up a win against Man City by getting absolutely smashed by Leicester.
Yeah. That's
And Spurs scored first in this game.
they did. Yeah.
Yeah.
They are absolutely ravaged by injuries now, Spurs. I think Lloris is out for about a month. Bissouma is out for, I think, also around a month. Bentancur hurt his ACL. He's done for the season.
Yeah. He scored in
This
this
is
game,
a
didn't he?
this is a problem. Yeah, he did. He scored off a corner.
Yeah. I think. I want to say I think that Spurs' top 4 chance is done, but they do have Harry Kane still fit. So you never know. How is Son still starting games? Like, I get Richarlison's been terrible and he doesn't have a single goal or assist to his name this season, but like, surely even he will offer more. I don't know. I just feel like Son doesn't really do anything anymore. Yeah. Anyway.
He's just going off his last season's merit, and that's how he's getting these games. I thought Richarlison was injured, but I guess no, eh?
No, he's been
not
fit
getting
for a
starts.
while. He was
No.
injured at some point, but he's been back for like 4 or 5 games. He just can't get
Okay.
he can't get any starts. Yeah.
Never thought I'd say it, but Spurs really do miss Lloris, man. Forster is he's not good.
Somehow even worse.
Yeah, not good.
Yeah. Maybe they.
It's a dicey situation. Meanwhile, Leicester, I mean, I think this is their second game in a row where they've scored 4, and that makes me very nervous for United playing them on the
There's
weekend.
no.
without Casemiro, but
There's no way. I'm
They will
sorry.
mess.
Their defense is awful.
it's not going to stop me from being nervous.
Castagna wanted to score in his own net in this game. He wanted to so bad. He just
All
just
of their
missed.
defenders are trying to score own goals. All of them.
Yeah,
Like,
you'll be fine.
Yeah.
If I'm not, I'm coming for you, Tommy.
Yeah, go ahead. Come.
Drive down to Kingston, find you.
Just save it for the football tournament. Take me out with a nice slide tackle.
I am really suffering from FOMO in that tournament. So much pain. So much pain. Yeah. Anyway, let's just move on.
Yeah, let's move on. Man City closing the gap on Arsenal at the top by handling Villa 3-1. This one was 3-0 by half time. Like, City were up within the first 4 minutes. I mean, I guess the more interesting thing is that City play Arsenal midweek, and this match was played against the backdrop of, was it 104 charges from the Premier League?
More than that, I think.
More than that?
Yeah. I think we're like 112 or something. But
I mean, well, we might as well quickly touch on the game before we get into the charges. Hey, no goals for Erling Haaland, subbed off at half-time. But Riyad Mahrez stepped up to take a penalty, even when he was on the pitch, providing more frustration than ever for everyone that plays fantasy. And
did you see his miss?
I was...
Jeez.
Oh yeah, that's right. He skied it at the end of the game.
Sensational.
Oh,
One-on-one
it was one of
with
the
the
best
keeper.
misses. Yeah.
My lord. Wow. Yeah. The ball's still rising. Still rising.
It must be. It's taken out one of those
all those
spy balloons.
spy balloons.
Yeah. he was shooting one down. Yeah.
Surface to air missile.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, City have had an interesting week. I think this news could be what galvanizes them.
I was gonna say that, Tony. Yeah, you're right.
This whole threat with the charges, it's tough to know because at the same time, I feel like some of the players will want out of that situation. I did find the deployment of Bernardo Silva to be really interesting. He was deployed deeper as like one of the two holding midfielders to help them dribble out of pressure. We used to do that quite a while ago with Santi Cazorla, just ultimate press resistance. Yeah, the Terminator was taken off at halftime. I think he's fine. Just, making sure
Yeah,
that he's...
keep him warm, keep him charged for Arsenal.
Yeah, it took a bit of a kick, but it's Erling Haaland. I don't think a kick's going to stop him. What do you guys think of these charges? They seem pretty serious. 5 years of... They've been looking into this for what, 5 years? Trying to make sure that they have...
The only reason the charges stop at 2018 is because that's when they started investigating.
Yeah, 2009 to 2018 is pretty...
That's the entire length of the Abu Dhabi ownership. The charges are serious. Do I have any faith that anything will come of these? Not really. Especially not after City managed to beat the 2-year UEFA ban that was supposed to be imposed on them.
Well, that was on a technicality, though, right?
That was on a technicality. But, I don't know, we'll see what happens. It's going to take a while, though, for this to get all sorted out. We're talking years. So anyone expecting, a points deduction this season, don't hold your breath.
No, I don't even want them to have a points deduction this season, but I feel like it's in City's best interest to deal with this quickly, right? Because we need to think of City as less of a sporting institution and more of they're a sports washing project, right? And the longer this lingers in the background, the more damage it does to their brand, because the whole idea of buying City was to try and cleanse this reputation that people, or this perception that people have of their ownership, basically. And I just feel like they might take, I don't know, maybe a point. I mean, I don't think they're gonna really accept being relegated. It would be difficult for them to say, okay, let's just get relegated and deal with it now. But I feel like they might say, let's get a points deduction this season or next season and just get it over with, And I don't know. I think it will be quicker than we expect. I don't think it's going to take several years for us to get an answer. But I also don't think the Premier League are not going to do nothing. They're not going to not do anything. I think that would be an awful look. After...
Yeah, it's especially with just the sheer volume of charges that have been leveled against them. I know it comes down to this independent commission. I think it's a 3-person panel that's going to arbitrate and decide on this. City have hired a big name lawyer from London. So I don't know. Look, they've assembled their army of lawyers. We'll see what happens with this. I have zero faith in actual punishment being meted out. But
I'm in the same boat. This is why I just really don't really kind of take anything seriously. And okay, great charges. We've just seen it that they may just be able to avoid it.
We've never seen this before, though.
You never seen this before, but I have no faith that anything will come through. So when it happens, it happens. But to speculate on what charges they'll get or how much of a punishment they'll get, it's just I have no faith that it'll be followed through with, as opposed to they'll get a fine of this and that. That's still what I think is what. So that's the outcome I'm expecting. So that's where I'm putting my headspace is okay. They're only gonna get a little slap on the wrist, and then it'll just go on. And that's just how I feel right now.
For anyone who is unaware, most of the charges are, basically misrepresentation of what's actually been spent in the past, over the 9 year period, including how will I put it, false sponsorship claims, basically additional investment or financial vehicles given to to players and managers, so they could report their pay.
Add in a healthy mix of obstructing the investigation.
I think, yeah,
while it was going on.
Yeah, that's true as well. So yeah, I think it's the falsifying. I don't even think it's the egregious spending that's the problem. I think it's the fact that they lied about
No,
their
it's not the, yeah, exactly. It's falsifying where the funds are coming from, essentially.
Yeah, most recent reports that they sent had them rich. They had greater commercial revenue than Real Madrid, Man United, Barcelona. I mean, no, I'm sorry, your fan base is not that.
It's
big.
like our noodle and mattress sponsorships are for nothing.
Yeah.
All of Ed Woodward's hard work in the bin.
Jesus. Yeah. You guys have a mattress sponsorship?
I don't know. We probably did. I know the noodle one is definitely real.
Yeah.
The mattress one sounds right.
I've seen that one.
Let's move back to the pitch. Oh, look at that. My notes say even more VAR, because Palace drew 1-1 with Brighton. Brighton should have had a second goal here, and it was disallowed because the VAR drew the offside line from the wrong defender.
Hey, we've seen it before, right?
Have we?
Liverpool.
I think we have. Yeah.
They drew the wrong line with the Liverpool players in the well, to be fair, actually, I think in that one they just didn't they didn't draw the lines as well. They just missed the player completely. I don't know, man. Like, I don't think this job is that hard. Like,
It shouldn't be.
Yeah, just use your eyes.
Hey, after you draw the line,
Yeah.
just zoom back out. Zoom back out and double check if you've drawn it off the right player.
Yeah.
What a shit show.
They don't help themselves. I'm sorry. These officials, like, everyone talks about how hard their job is. Okay, sure, officiating is difficult, but when stuff like this just, you come out, like Howard Webb's come out, he's apologized to Arsenal and Brighton for human error. It's like, great. How does that help us now? Like, where are the points? You know what I mean? It's just, this is why people get sued. But, yeah. It is what it is. Brighton, they battered Palace in this.
Yeah, destroyed them.
Yeah, this South London derby. I'm gonna put that in there because it upsets you. Is there?
Brighton are not in London.
Yeah, they more or less are. But anyway,
Fucking not.
they're in close proximity. Okay. South of London derby. How about that? Okay.
I don't like it anyway. It sounds horrible.
Yeah.
This is why you don't work in marketing, Tony.
Do you work in marketing? Is there?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, there you go. So, what do you know?
Hey, question.
More than you, by the sounds of it.
Question about goalies. Out of all these starting goalkeepers in the Premier League, would you say Sanchez is one of the worst?
I think that's harsh.
You think it's harsh?
I think that's harsh. He made a mistake. There's a bad error, but can you think of many mistakes that he's made over it late?
I feel like we have seen him do a few of these howlers. I'm just trying to think of like all the starting keepers. I mean, of course, I know you would say Lloris is probably the worst starting goalkeeper in the Premier League. I don't know. I think
Mendy,
he's better than Elon Melier too.
Yeah, Melier is very error prone. Like, that's an interesting one, but we're talking power, so we won't really get into it. But
Tell you what, I would say that Sanchez is like, he's a mid-table kind of goalie, like in that 10 to 15 range.
Banzuno as well. Like the younger goalkeepers tend to make more mistakes. Let's just put it that way, right? Like Banzuno is like 21, 22, something like that. Melly is 22, 23. So they're babies as far as goalkeeping years. So they're learning on the job despite having a lot of potential. Sanchez, he's a really important part of the way Brighton play because he's pretty decent on the ball. But yes, he does drop the occasional clanger. I mean, have you seen Ederson? Yeah. So.
Yeah. We're not comparing Sanchez to Ederson, though.
No, we're not. But
no.
In terms of some of the mistakes, Ederson.
Yeah, he's been quite shit for a while now. Actually, he just happens to play for a really good team and can kick the ball really well.
Speaking of quite shit, Southampton managed to lose to 10-man Wolves 2-1. Wolves reduced to 10 men because VAR decided that Lamina had walked up to the referee too angrily, I think.
Not VAR, the ref.
No, the ref decided.
Oh, sorry, the ref decided.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Well, officially,
it's nice to not blame VAR for one.
Did you see what he told Ruben Neves? He said that.
What did he say?
So basically, he said that because Lamina, so one or two players had come up to him, and because Lamina was the third player that came up to him, he gave him a second yellow. That was his reasoning.
Yeah.
That is incredibly stupid.
Yep.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
That is so dumb. Almost as dumb as Nathan Jones saying after the game, and I quote, "The 10 men was to our detriment because it made it a free hit for them and added more pressure."
And that's why he doesn't have a job right now.
Yeah, that's every reason why he's been sacked, because that is an incredibly stupid thing. He's just been an absolutely stupid manager.
It was It was a bad appointment. We didn't understand it from the get-go, right? Like, from Luton, no Premier League experience.
This man talking about his, XG at Luton. Be like, you're not at Luton anymore, man.
Yeah.
You're in the Premier League, you're at Southampton. Focus on the team you have.
I think this was his first top-flight job, right? Like, as far as top division, anyway. Nathan Jones.
I believe so.
It might be a while before he gets another one.
It's gonna, yeah. I was gonna say, unless he gets someone promoted somehow, it's probably gonna be his last.
Yeah, poor guy. Gotta pick your jobs right. But yeah, Southampton need a miracle. I'm not sure who they can get.
You saw the stat that I sent you guys over the weekend, right?
Incredible.
11 different managers have gotten points at St. Mary's Stadium this season. Nathan Jones is not one of them, despite managing Southampton.
Oof. That's not a nice stat to see. I mean, if you're Nathan Jones, or if you're Southampton.
The only reason he lasted 4 months in the job is because there was a month of World Cup in the middle.
Yeah, I was gonna say 4 months. Really, that long? Yeah. But yeah, they're sitting bottom 15 points. I mean, they're not that far off safety, but their play and their form.
There is a Steven Gerrard rumor that's floating about that I think would be crazy.
God.
That would be crazy.
God, please no.
Yeah.
Please no. No player deserves to be coached by Steven Gerrard.
Okay,
Yeah.
give him Frank Lampard then.
God. Fine. Just try to shoehorn both of them into that role again. It'll be just like 2006. A couple of other results. Go on.
I just googled Steven Gerrard to see if there was any latest. He's still the favorite for the job, but there's an article here from Pep Guardiola. Was Steven Gerrard's slip our fault as he defends titles?
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, yeah, that was great banter.
Yeah. Poor guy. Still catching stress.
You say poor guy.
Pep is just in a ruthless stage right now, and I love it.
Yeah, it's fun to listen to at the moment. Yeah.
Yep. Other results around the league. Fulham beat Forest 2-0, their first win in I think 3 games. Their first goals in 3 games as well. Williams with just an absolutely unreal goal. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. And also, Newcastle dropping points again. Another draw, this time 1-1 away to Bournemouth. With that, gentlemen, shall we have a little bit of chat about the European Super League? Because fucking Zombie is back. We blew his brains out, but here it is, back again.
Gotta cut the head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got to cut the head off.
So what do we have?
Well,
how many teams? How many teams do we have
this.
about?
Yeah,
this?
let's talk about this proposal to start with. Well, it has been described as a twitching corpse, an alternative reality, and my favorite, a wolf with big eyes and big teeth. But it's a proposal of a new before, when it was supposed to be this little closed off competition. Now they're like, look, it'll be an open competition involving 60 to 80 clubs. There'll be promotion, relegation within the divisions of it, and you qualify for it based on your league standings. Now, I would argue we already have that in place, and this is not bringing anything new other than offering up even more games than the Champions League does at the moment. And it's just... Whenever they come forward with a proposal, why does it feel like they let like their kids work on it?
Well, but just because they're children. All these guys at the top, no matter how old they are, they're pretty juvenile. I think there is a Super League to be had, to be honest. I just think that it's not being thought through. I think if they could come up with a proposal that actually made sense, teams would be open to it. I mean, right now, did you 80 teams? Is that what we're looking at for the latest proposal?
60 to 80 teams.
Like, what the hell is that? Like, that doesn't make any sense, right? Like, last time it was
made
15.
a note.
Now it's 80. Like, sorry, go ahead, Tom.
No, they made a note to say there's going to be no permanent members this time. You know, it's actual promotion, relegation, or whatever that means in their multi-divisional format. But I don't know. Not sure if I fully believe that.
Well, it sounds like what they did was they caught all that shit when the first time they announced it came out, and they're like, okay, what if we just did the reverse of this, but also still kept, like, I think they were talking about like 16, 17 games guaranteed for each team. Ridiculous amount of games. So it sounds like they just 180'd on whatever the original thing was, and are like, is this what you want instead?
I mean, look, let's be honest. This is Barcelona especially, and maybe Juventus. They've been mortgaging their...
I think Juventus are pretty deep in it.
Yeah, but I was going to say Barcelona have been mortgaging their future with the expectation that this Super League's going to happen. I think that's the only thing that makes sense in the way they've acted of late. And so I don't think it's going to go away. But I will say, when I look at the attitudes of Man United and Liverpool's current ownership looking to sell, it tells me that they've lost confidence in the likelihood of the Super League happening, right? Because I think the idea of a closed model was actually what attracted them to the Premier League in the first place. They wanted to kind of change the game in a way. Mm-hmm. But now it just looks like they're looking at investment coming in from Saudi at Newcastle. I'm really interested, by the way, in the Qatari group that are...
Yep.
You know, what is it? The
allegedly interested in Man United?
What is... So I think the PSG Qatari ownership is like... I don't know. I'm just going to make something up, but it's like... Qatari holdings and financial...
Yeah, it's some private equity now.
And the Man United one is Qatari Group and Holdings or something like that. And all they did was reverse the names and say, we're two different people. It's like, no, you're the same person. But,
You're not. You're definitely not.
yeah, but that's not allowed. Anyway.
Fucking corporations, man.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on fucking corporations.
Anyway, I digress. Yeah. This Super League, as it is not fit for purpose, but I do get the feeling that there is going to be a proposal one day that's going to make teams interested. Because at the moment, the Champions League is not serving its purpose as a competitive competition for the rest of the European teams as far as the Premier League is concerned, right? Because that's the big problem.
It's the cash disparity, right?
Yeah, that's the big problem. They're just not getting the benefits that the Premier League is getting as far as TV deals and endorsements. So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see, but yeah.
If they keep coming up with, like you said, if they keep coming up with shit proposals like this, they're not going to achieve anything. But, because the European Club Association, which when the ESL was first announced back in 2021, Andrea Agnelli, the disgraced Juventus chairman, he was the head of the European Clubs Association. Mm-hmm. He's not anymore. And the European Clubs Association came out and was just like, no, we're not having this, to whatever this current proposal is. There was another group that came out as well, the Football Supporters Association, also said that this is ridiculous. And the fact that I believe European courts ruled in favor of UEFA is going to make it a lot harder for the ESL to get off the ground like it did in 2021. Because, yeah, there's still a laughing stock until they can actually come up with a proposal that makes sense.
Yeah, they're going to need a good reason for Premier League clubs to want to join as well. I mean, all the money right now is in the Premier League, and I know if this breaks out, let's say this happens, right? You're not gonna want a Chelsea or a City are not gonna want to not have a European competition. So yeah, they're going to probably look to want to join regardless of what they're saying now, like saying, oh yeah, we never joined this, but I can't see any top Premier League clubs saying no to Super League. No matter if it's
You mean yes?
Yes. I meant to say yes. Like, I would like to say that what we had last time, and you had riots at Chelsea and all these teams saying no, they're not joining this. But no matter what, they want European competition. And if they come up with a proposal, like you said, that's actually decent, that is better than what the Champions League is doing right now, Premier League clubs will go. But I still feel like whoever is leading this European Super League, if it is Perez, whatever, they really do need to cater to these Premier League clubs.
They need to actually get the leagues to agree to something, because the leagues all agreed to join the Champions League, to join this UEFA thing. And the way the ESL is proposing things, it's almost like they're pretending that the Champions League doesn't already exist.
Yeah.
I mean, we're offering you this thing, and everyone's like, but we already have this, it already runs, and it's not, what you're offering us is just a worse version of this. I don't know. It's just, it baffles me that you get all this money and you come up with this kind of nonsense.
I'm just glad we didn't have a Perez interview yet, or maybe I should say yet. We didn't have one of him saying, we're losing the game in the youth if nobody watches football and all this stuff and all this baloney. But for me, my final point is I don't think this Super League is going to happen. And but the fact that it's still coming up every couple years, the new proposal means it's just going to keep going until something hits.
It'll be part of the cycle.
Yeah,
part of the cycle. But before we sign off, There is one Premier League game today. A quick prediction on Everton versus Liverpool.
All right, I'll go first because I want to shit Liverpool. 5-0 Everton. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Liverpool sucks.
No,
Yeah.
this is just for Ahmed's benefit, but okay.
Yeah.
3-1 Liverpool. Yeah. And you're gonna predict a draw.
Okay, of course I am. 1-1.
That's always what happens.
That way we've got everything covered.
Yeah.
I need to stop going lost in these. I guess that just about covers everything. What?
You are actually predicting a draw? Okay. So you're sitting on the fence.
I am predicting a draw.
Okay.
I am
Do
predicting
Liverpool
a draw.
draw games? They generally lose or win. Sometimes.
Yeah, but the Merseyside derby always seems to end in a draw, especially when it's at
No,
Goodison.
it does. It's not at Goodison. Is it at Goodison?
Is it not?
It's at Anfield.
I think it's at Goodison.
Oh, I thought it was at Anfield.
Well, I'll find out later today where
No,
it
it's
is.
at Anfield.
But
It's at Anfield.
Yeah.
okay,
and here you
so
are
then
giving Tommy
1-1
shit
draw. If
about
it was
not
like
doing his research.
Goodison, if it was
Exactly.
like I'm not gonna research two shit teams.
That's right. I don't blame you, sir.
Thank you. Got Tommy back on side.
Yeah.
Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at 442, and I promise I won't call you a shit internet fan.
Too late. Fuck them. Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me, Tommy.
All right, cheers, guys. Pleasure as always.
Thank you for joining me, Tony.
Good stuff, guys. As always, enjoyed the chat.
Go have a chat with your local referee today. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.